Mr. Mannan Mojumdar, the Acting Chief of Party of Shohardo 3+, from CARE Bangladesh, to kindly elaborate us on the project.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. So, can I have a big clap for me before my starting? Okay, so thank you very much. So, I would like to welcome, to the presentation of Shohardo 3. And actually, it is a long history, the Shohardo 3. It is, just starting from 2004 until January 31st, 2025. So in my presentation, I will be basically highlighting few issues. One is the kind of, overview about Shohardo 3 and how it is alignment to the broader goals like CDCS and also the Sustainable Development Goals. And I will also share some of the major achievement and impacts, and finally, some recommendations. So when I am saying Shohardo 3, it is, in fact, Shohardo 3 itself, and then Shohardo 3+, and then Shohardo 3 DRR. So this is 3 basically. Okay. So Shohardo 3 started, in September 2015, until September 2022, including 2 years, extension for COVID-19 recovery. And then Shohardo 3+, it is started in October 2022, and it will, set to close by January 2025. And Shohardo 3 DRR, it is also started from August 2022, and it will be ended up by September 2025. So Shohardo 3 Plus and DRR basically working with almost the same geography and the population. So we are actually selected Haur and Chor for working, and our targeted populations are the poor and extremely poor segment of the community. And we are covering 9 districts, 28 upazila, 134 unions, over 1,000 villages, 168,000 households, and roughly 0.8 million beneficiaries. So the goal of the Shohardo 3 is improved gender equitable food and nutrition security and resilience of the vulnerable people living in the Chor and Haur regions in Bangladesh. And we have 5 purposes. Number 1 is agriculture and livelihood. Number 2, health, hygiene and nutrition. 3, disaster risk reduction. And number 4 is women and girls empowerment, and then responsive governance. So now let's see how actually Shohardo 3 contributed to achieve, CDCS and also the Sustainable Development Goals. And here you see the Country Development Cooperation Strategy. This is basically developed by USAID in partnership with Government of Bangladesh. And interestingly, you see, Shohardo 3, in fact, completely comply with all 4 development objectives. Democracy strengthened for an inclusive society, sustainable economic growth fostered, human capital development advanced, and strengthen resilience to climate change and other shocks. So these 4 development objectives, we addressed in Shohardo 3. And this is Sustainable Development Goals. So Shohardo 3, in fact, contributed in achieving the sustainable, development goals. 11 sustainable development goals, including no hunger, zero poverty, good health and well-being, etc. So now let's see, the achievement, some of the major achievement and impacts. Though I put, some of the very outcome level achievement here, but I will be basically highlighting the major, impact here. So under agriculture and livelihood, you see 72%, beneficiaries access service from the local service providers, and then 99% farmers adopted, improved agricultural technologies, And you see the poverty line. So it is, decreased by 8.6, who has, less than 1.9 US dollar per day. And then 86% of the poor and extreme poor people have access to market information. Then come to health, hygiene, and nutrition. So here also we have a very good success. You see the underweight prevalence reduced by 15%, and stunting reduced by 6.4%. Over 100,000 children receive nutrition services, including the vitamin supplementation, and 72% households accessed health and nutrition services. And you see some of the outcome level and output level, the achievement, below. I am not actually reading it out. And then disaster risk reduction. So in the disaster risk reduction, you see in Shuharto 3, we have one purpose, disaster risk reduction. And then in Shuharto 3 plus, this is basically kind of, cross-cutting theme. And we have another separate project in the name of TRR. So you see here the result. So 93% sheltered we maintained, where over 12,000 people saved, and also over 4,000 livestock saved. And then 100% household receiving risk and early warning message. And then 83% the coping strategy index. This is 83, 83. And you see the picture. This is one of the homestead we raised, in the Chor area. This is women and girls empowerment. So under women and girls empowerment, I can share some of the major, impact. So 55% women and that consumed minimum dietary diversity, and then 98% of the participants now aware of cost of violence against women. And then 38% women participated in household decision making. And we have 941, ECOTA, education, empowerment, education, and transformative action, So this is basically a group for women and, the adolescent girls, to address, GBV and, challenging child marriage. And we also, employed, couple dialogue, tea shop talk in our, working areas. And then finally, the purpose, the responsive governance. You see, 98% beneficiaries accessed improved government services. And then 71% households access social safety net benefits from government of Bangladesh, particularly from the Union Parishad. And then 78% beneficiaries satisfied with the local government service. Here local government means in fact the Union Parishad. And very interestingly, I think this is maybe unique in Bangladesh, we have a program advisory and coordination committee engaging 13 ministries, So, and under 13 ministries, actually, we have also received, over 1,200, government officials' advisory support. And we have actually maintained this committee from the national level to local level. So at the national level, the Secretary of LGD actually heading this PSAC. And we have trained 1,600 Union Parishad members and also 316 government officials, basically the extension officials. And we have to accelerate the localization and also the community-led development, we formed 947 village development committee. They are basically working for the communities. And they are working with the government departments and also the Union Parishad to negotiate and access government services for the poor and extremely poor people. And one thing I should actually mention, so in Shuharto 3, the government provided, 10 million US dollar as a complementary funding along with USAID. And we have also some additional achievement, I think you all can remember COVID-19, you know. So lastly, the recommendations. So I think you have, when you are just walking through, you see the financial inclusion and also the local service provider. So particularly, I should not actually say this is recommendation. I should say better this is a kind of development recipe, you know. So we have identified all the very effective ingredients. Means, you know, fortunately we have the Honorable Executive Director of Bangladesh Bank here, and also Care Bangladesh, World Vision and other development partners. So this is completely ready filled. Anyone can just take this forward. Particularly the BSLs with financial literacy, you know, and also very much a, you know, kind of solidarity, you know. So engaging Bangladesh banks, you know, regulatory framework, commercial banks, and also the BSLM members, it is still, you know, running at the field level. So as of today, the commercial banks, I should actually mention the name of the commercial banks: NRBC, Bank Asia, Mutual Trust Bank, and also the Madhumati Bank. So they actually supported the BSLM members to open 6,500 no-frill account, only 10 taka account, you know. And they've also provided 350 low-interest loan to the you know, BSLM members, and with a very low interest, you know. Now I think it is almost 13 to 14, if I'm not wrong, the general, you know, the interest rate. But they provided 4 to 7%, you know, interest rate. So this is one thing. Another thing is the local service providers. So we have developed, you know, the homegrown about 2,000, you know, local service providers in different area. One is, for example, like, you know, seed agent, vaccinator, collector, you know, skilled birth attendants. Okay, so this is, you know, this, and we have actually formed 115 union-level business network using this local service provider. So the idea is basically they will actually reassess continuously to see the demand, so that they can provide services to the community, right? In our last annual survey, one interesting thing came out from the community people, poor community people. So they need, you know, private tutor. Interesting. So we actually shared our LS business network. So you can actually collect some at least SSC or SSC pass, you know, pass adolescent girls or boys, so that they can actually teach the poor households, you know, their kids. So this is also very much ready. I think some of the government officials are also here. So at the Upazila level and district level, you can see the LSPs, particularly the vaccinator. So they are continuously actually making link with the government, so that they can actually have vial, I mean the vaccine from the government source, and also some of the private sector, you know, like ACI, okay. So this is also very much ready. So the government officials can easily use them, utilize them for actually accelerating the vaccination and other, you know, services. So